Okay, let's try this again. This is actually the second time I've tried filming this video. I tried last week, but it didn't really work out. I don't know what was happening, but every few sentences I would just sit and blank and just not say anything and then completely forget what I was saying. I don't know, but it was just not working out for me. So here we are again. I'm trying it again. I feel like I'm in like a weird mood. I feel like I'm yelling. What the frick's going on? Why are my bangs like that? What the fuck is happening? Oh, also, I hit 150 subscribers on here and oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Like, that's so crazy. Welcome to all you new people. I've been seeing a lot of you guys calling me Smashly in the comments. You guys can either call me Ashley, Ash, or Smash. You don't have to call me Smashly. Like, it's just my Twitch username, so I just used it here too. But you can call me Ashley or Ash. Like, I would prefer that. So, I think I kind of want to do like an about me video in like maybe a couple weeks, maybe next week, just because there are so many new people and I want to tell you guys about me. So I guess if you have any questions you want to ask, you can comment them. If not, I'll just find something. I don't know. Air, could you not? Today I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about what the mediums told me. I was supposed to have this uploaded on Monday, but I was going through a rough time earlier this week. It's now Friday. I'm going to try to have this up either tomorrow or Sunday for you guys just because I feel bad. And then I'll probably do 2 videos next week just because I missed most of this week. I guess let's just get into it. So if you guys haven't seen my 2 Paranormal Stories videos before this, I would recommend go watching those first, or at least the second one, because the second one does have a lot to do with the reasoning why I went to go see the mediums. So that might be helpful. I don't know. It just, you do you. I think it was like maybe like a month ago now. It was probably a little bit over a month ago. I saw 2 mediums back to back, day after day. My sister and I have this friend from high school who we used to cheerlead with. Every once in a while my sister and her hang out, and recently they hung out and started talking about ghosts and stuff, and they kind of figured out that like her family and me and my sister's family are like both very into like the same like spiritual like ghosts, paranormal kind of stuff. So they started sharing a bunch of stories about that with each other. My sister's friend, we'll call her, I don't think it really matters if I censor out her name, but I don't know, I just want to be respectful. So we'll call her, why is it so hard for me to pick a name? Kelsey. That's the first name that's coming to my mind. Kelsey is, like I said, me and my sister's friend from high school. Kelsey told my sister that her aunt is a medium, and her aunt has told her all these things about her life that have come true in some way. So Kelsey was like, if you want to see my aunt, you and your sister can come with me in like a few days. And we were like, okay. The one thing about like mediums, I have never been to a medium before, or well, the only medium like person that I've went to is my mom's friend, but I wouldn't really call her a medium so much as I would call her like a healer, just because it is like very different. Like, although she can tell me things about myself that like I've literally never told anybody, she can't really predict the future. Or at least the 2 conversations that I've had with her, she's never told me anything about the future, only things that happened in my past that literally nobody knows about. With going to a medium, I was very nervous just because there are some things like that I would prefer not to know about my future. It's like the whole thing about like, would you want to know how, when, where you're gonna die? Like, some people are like, yeah, because then I can live my life to the fullest. Other people are like, no, I just rather let it happen when it happens. I'm one of those people. I was terrified that she was gonna tell me something about my health, terrified that she was gonna tell me I had some kind of like disease that was incurable, or that I was gonna die in like 7 days, or that she was gonna tell me something about me and my boyfriend like splitting up or something, and that was something that I was very nervous about. The night before I read up on mediums, and I was reading about how mediums like pull it from like your consciousness and your subconsciousness, and so as long as you're like trying not to focus on it, it won't be brought up. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna clear all my thoughts of Alex right now so that when I go in, he won't be like in my subconscious or anything, and it won't be brought up. Or so I thought. We get into the medium and she basically just says like, hi, she introduces herself, and she's like, you can sit down on the couches, and we did. And then she went to the kitchen to grab something, and as she was walking back, she says, which one of you has the boyfriend? Just randomly, and I brace my hand, she just started talking about our relationship. Things that Kelsey would not have known because I have not seen Kelsey in probably 3 years. She's closer with my sister than she is with me, so they hang out more than like I see her. It was very like strange and like validating for her to like say all these things about me and Alex's relationship when Kelsey doesn't know these things and my sister's never seen her before, so like how would she know these things? It was nothing bad, it was nothing like you're gonna break up, like this is like terrible, none of that. Like, so that was very Then she tells us that she has a spirit in the other room that is talking to her. I forget what her spirit's name was. I don't know if it was like Stephanie or... I don't know. I don't remember the spirit's name, but that spirit was in the other room talking to her and telling her all these things about like my boyfriend and other stuff. And that's how she like gets some of her like medium thoughts, is through this spirit. I probably should have mentioned this before, but I'm very scatterbrained, as some of you guys may have been catching on. Kelsey and her family are part of I believe it's a religion with like deities. I don't really know exactly. I don't know what it's called. I believe it's a religion from Spanish culture, but I'm not sure just because I'm not very familiar with it and I don't want to either butcher the name, be disrespectful or anything. So that's all I know and that's all I'll say. Kelsey's aunt was a medium through this kind of like Spanish religion, and the spirit in the other room was a deity talking to her. Then she got to the readings. She did my sister first, and how she did them, if anybody is familiar with this, maybe you can like tell me what kind of practice this is or something, just because I'm curious. I didn't really get to know that much. But she had these like shells, kind of like this lame excuse for a shell shape. So it was like a brown color up here and then a white color on the bottom. And she would take all four and she would like rub them together, whisper something to them, kind of like, I don't know if she like did this, but then she would throw them. And what I got from Kelsey telling me is that if they're all on the dark side, like all four like show brown up, then that means no. If they all four show the white side up, that means yes. And then if it has like 2 and 2, it's like maybe. If it has 3 and 1, it needs something in order for it to be yes. I don't know. It was cool to see though, definitely. While she was reading my sister brought up the fact that something is in my dad's house. We know that there's something going on with my dad. We were just wondering what it is. And she did her little shell thing and basically came to the conclusion that my dad is cursed, and that was the third person to tell us that our dad had a curse on him without knowing anything beforehand. She told us a little bit more about who she thinks put it on him, why it's on him. I think I've mentioned in a video before that my sister sees shadow people. So she also told my sister that she has 3 spirits attached to her. She has a child, a woman, and a Chinese man attached to her. So the child with my sister is stuck on Earth because he passed too early, and so he is looking for light to pass on. The medium believes that my sister was walking through a crowd of people and he just was attracted to like her light, so he followed her home and has been stuck on her ever since. And the medium told my sister what she should do to get this little boy to pass on. What she needed to do was get a glass of cold water and a tea light candle and place the candle behind the water. Water represents clarity and the candle represents light, so it's like clear light so he can pass on. I don't know if she's done that yet, but she should have. She was also told that she has a woman following her, but the woman is absolutely harmless. The woman wants nothing but good for my sister. The Chinese man is the only figure that my sister has seen like full features, and that's how she knew he was Chinese. All the other shadow figures that she's ever seen in her life have been just black figures just standing. Like sometimes she could see eyes, but it was mostly just featureless people. The one that she did see was she opened her eyes and standing above, like right over her bed, was a Chinese man who just stood there for probably like maybe a minute and just stared at her, and then he went away. And now this man is very harmful towards my sister. He is apparently ruining a bunch of her relationships, making her angry and just trying to drag her down to a lower vibration. She was told on how to get him unattached to her because he has been with her for a long time, so it is going to take like quite a bit to get rid of him. So that's basically all the interesting points that she told my sister. So after her reading, I was up next, and the first thing that she did tell me was that my health is good. So that was Good. She did tell me that apparently I have something very, like, very attached to me. She basically made the comment that the thing from my apartment is still with me. It's gonna take a lot to get rid of it. I basically said that in life I'm very, like, I don't know, I don't want to get into it because it's very sad. I've just, like, ever since I moved into that apartment, like, I've had, like, very negative emotions and negative feelings and stuff that are kind of always present. And I asked what that was about, and she basically did her little shell thing, threw them, and then the first thing she said was, "Oh, this is bad." Apparently it is very attached to me, and it is trying to keep a hold of me and ruin my life, basically. She didn't really tell me much else interesting that I feel the need to share right now. Mostly the rest of the stuff that she did tell me was related to my future careers, possible things that could affect that. Like, really nothing interesting that I feel you guys would be interested in hearing about. So with that being said, that was all that was said. I won't say what it is just because I don't really feel like it needs to be put into a video, but she did tell me and my sister what we would need to do in order to get rid of the spirits that are attached to us, and both of us really didn't agree with what she said needed to be done. She basically told us that we'd have to come back for these, like, ritual things, and we were just not very excited, not very into the idea of what she wanted to do. Although I'm sure it works for some religions and some types of, like, witchcraft, not saying that she's a part of witchcraft, but it's just not something that I would agree with doing. Oh, I should say, the medium did give me some kind of, I'm looking at it, that's why I'm looking over here. She did give me this kind of, like, chalk stuff. I think she said it has, like, honey and other things in it. I don't know. It's, like, made of, like, natural things. It's like this, like, white chalk that you, like, are supposed to put around your door. And that is the one thing that I did listen to her about, and it is over my door still. It's apparently supposed to seal the doorway to your, like, bedroom so that nothing can get in when you're sleeping. Basically, my thought process was, why not? If it helps me, that's great. If not, it's not that big of a deal. It's literally just chalk. So if it doesn't work, like, I can always wipe it off. It's not, like, a permanent thing that I'd be doing. So now moving on to my mom's friend. That night we went home, we told my mom what happened. She immediately texted her friend. Her friend was like, "Let me talk to Ashley tomorrow." She wanted to help me kind of, like, with myself, and she wanted to help with my dad's excuse me, oh my god. She wanted to help me with my dad's house. And so she called me before, like, the whole session, and she was like, "This is what we're gonna do. Like, I'm gonna help you clear your dad's house. I'm gonna help you clear yourself. Like, hopefully it'll all be good after this. And if not, we can do, like, another session in like a month or two or something to try to get it all straightened out." And I was like, great, okay. Later that night, it was Tuesday now, I went to see Kelsey's aunt on Monday, and then this was Tuesday when I talked to my mom's friend. She basically called me on the phone. She does all of her work over the phone. I don't think she makes house calls unless it's for, like, friends and family, which is pretty cool that she can do all this over the phone. But she basically started, like, telling me all these things that nobody has ever known. Like, I have not told anybody ever. Some things I have only ever told one other person, and those people don't know her and wouldn't be able to tell her. So the fact that she knew these things was just so, like, validating and so, like, amazing to me. Like, I at one point started to cry, and, like, a minute later she was like, "And I see some tears flowing. It'll be okay, it'll pass soon." And I'm like, bitch, what? Can you see me? Because, like, how do you know these things? It's insane. I don't get it. She literally told me things that I've either never told anybody, or that I've only ever told one other person, like Alex, or, like, a friend that's, like, states away that doesn't know anybody who is here. Like, would not be able to communicate with her, like, "Hey, this is what Ashley's going through. I think you should bring this up during your reading." Excuse me, what? Moving on, she said that I had 4 different spirits attached to me, so it wasn't just the one. She didn't specify what they were, and I didn't really want to push her to ask what they were, just because I didn't want to either disrespect if that made her uncomfortable talking about that. I just wanted her to talk. Because, like, with her sessions, how she starts and communicates with you, she just starts talking and just talks the entire time. There's, like, mini breaks where you can get in, like, a yes, no, I'm not sure, or she'll, like, ask a question, but it's mostly just her talking. We were on the phone for 2 hours and our session was only supposed to be 1 hour. So she just talked like a long, like, which is fine. Like, I don't mind, like, because I truly do believe in this stuff, and I do believe that she was like working her like magic or whatever you want to call it on me and my dad's house to try to clear everything out. When she said that I had 4 things attached to me, she said that, and not like a direct quote just because it has been a while and I don't remember exactly what was said, but she said something along the lines of, it doesn't really matter what they are, but they're not good, so we need them gone and I'm clearing them out. And then she said all these things about adverse extraterrestrials, which I've tried to look up what that is. I don't know if that's just an alien or if that's like a specific type of alien. I'm not sure. So she like listed off all these things like demons, spirits, negative entities, adverse extraterrestrials, and then like a bunch of other ones. And I won't share all of it just because some of it is personal, like I said. I told her about what was been happening in my dad's house, where I saw the specific shadow person. She basically told me that I have a gift to see negative things that are attached to people or places, and that if I wanted to, I could see them like all the time. It would take work. It's not just something I can decide like, today I'm gonna do this. Like, you have to go through like meditation and believe in like your higher self, I believe it is. I'm not 100% sure how it works and I don't want to spew nonsense. If you guys care about like the psychic gifts, she said that I'm clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, and I am an empath, which I don't know if any of you guys know what those mean. Clairvoyant is clear seeing, means you can see things for how they are, see beyond the veil. Clairsentient means clear feeling. You get those feelings of like something's here. Clairaudient means clear hearing. You can hear like the spirits trying to talk to you. And then an empath means more feeling, like you can feel other people's feelings. And I've always known I had empathy, but I didn't know empath was a different type of thing. I think it goes along the lines of empathy, but it's not empathy. It's a I don't know exactly. My mom's friend during our session, she did reiterate that my dad does in fact have a curse on him, and she was about to do some kind of like Reiki healing on him, but then she told me that she decided against it because apparently it is against the rules to heal somebody who was unknowing and didn't consent to it. If you've ever had Reiki healing done on you, sometimes after, like a few days after, or like even the day after, you can feel like absolute garbage just because of everything that has like literally been like flushed out of your system. You can have bad headaches, you can get like really irritable, you can have like really bad like feelings, emotions. It just means everything's clearing out. It's not like a bad thing. It's not like, oh, this turned me bad. It's just, it's a temporary feeling that will get flushed out eventually. But that's what can happen. And she said that it's very dangerous if you do it on an unknowing individual, and that's why she refused to clear my dad, just because he wasn't knowing, and he also doesn't believe in this stuff. So probably wouldn't be the best idea to do that. Instead, she cleared the house. She asked me where I see the figure. She said, do you see it in front of your dad or behind your dad at all times? And I was like, I don't see it all the time, but I've seen it once, and it was in like the triangle, like right outside my bedroom door. And so my bedroom, my sister's bedroom, and my dad's bedroom kind of make like this triangle formation, and it was standing right in the middle of like the 3 of our doors, staring at me through like the bathroom mirror. And she was like, I need you to go there right now. And I was like, you want me to go upstairs? Because I was sitting downstairs. She was like, yeah, just go sit in the middle of that triangle. And I was kind of like, okay. And then I started walking up the stairs, and she's like, I can feel your heartbeat racing. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm fucking nervous. Like, I don't want to go up there. I saw that thing. And she's like, just go see if you can concentrate enough and see it again. And I'm like, bitch, no! She did make me sit there and like taught me how to like feel fear, kind of like calm down when you're in a situation where you do see something that scares you. These might sound a little bit like mumbo jumbo to like people who really don't believe, but I believe, so I really don't care what other people think. But I do recognize that it kind of sounds crazy and insane to people who like aren't very open and accepting of this kind of thinking. So everybody in the world is a spiritual psychic being. Everybody has a type of psychic power. Other people are more in tune and aware of their powers than other people are. Like, some people can go their whole entire life never ever experiencing anything or never ever getting in tune with their gifts and be completely fine. They are just unknowing, and there are other people who are knowing. It doesn't mean that one is necessarily good over the other. It's just that's how it is. In past lives, you experience things that close yourself off to these gifts and these experiences that you can have. Like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. She did tell me things that I could do in case it comes back, or if I see it again, things that I can like do to like get it to go away. But yeah, that's really all she said. She said that she wants to do another session like eventually. She is in Arizona until the 1st, so literally only a few days, and then she'll come back, and then I would like to meet with her and talk about things further with her, just to see like what her take is on everything. Basically, that's really it. That's all that they said, and until I meet with her, I don't think I have anything else about like the mediums to say. I have had a few other like little paranormal things happen to me, but not enough to make a full video on it yet. I'm probably gonna wait like probably a few more weeks, just because I don't want to upload too many of my paranormal experiences right in a row, just because then it just seems like I'm making things up when I'm really not, so I don't want to do that. If you guys want to see any other kind of videos, please let me know. I'm open to any and all suggestions. I'm very glad that you guys are enjoying the stuff that I'm putting out and enjoying the things that I like to make. So yeah, and if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for being around. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye. I think my brain's rebooting. Like, what the fuck is happening?